Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Starfield video. Feels good to be saying that again. It's been a minute, or it feels like it has, but in reality it's probably only been since, what, early June, which is really not that long ago. Feels like it was, but it really isn't. But we have two major things to talk about today. Second thing first, sort of, I suppose. We got a date for Shattered Space, which is really, really cool, so we'll look at that first, and then we'll have a look at the, now live, I should say, vehicle that they have added into Starfield, and you can download that update right now, so that's really, really cool. But first, let's have a look at what they've got on the Shattered Space update so far. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit more in the coming days, but we shall see. It is Gamescom this week after all. Let's have a gander, shall we? Sound off, because there's some potential copyright issues. There we go. We'll stop right there. So, yes, very, very cool. We've got a few little shots of the new vehicle, which we could see down there. Definitely excited for that. We'll have a look at it in more detail in just a second. The Rev 8. But, yeah, obviously, 30th of September, which is, I think, a launch date for Shattered Space, which is the expansion. Now, details, a little sparse as of time of recording. If I get any more between now and uploading, I'll put them in the first comment or something. But as to whether or not this is DLC in the traditional vein and is something that, you have to deal with an extra charge for, I don't know. I guess it probably will be, as it's an expansion. That sort of thing usually infers an extra charge. We'll see what happens with that, but still, very, very cool. Looking forward to checking this out. Obviously, the colour palette's quite different. We know House Varun is going to be the central focus of this, which is not terribly surprising. I'll do a follow-up if they release a whole load more information. Otherwise, let's have a look at the shiny new vehicle, shall we? Okay, so getting little hints. Again, there's some potentially copyright issue music in there. So let's go back just a little bit. Well, that's the first actual shot in the trailer that we got of the vehicle. I will link the trailer down below, of course, by the way, if you want to have a look at that in full. Yeah, that looks like suspension. It's probably going to need it if it's bouncing around on moons and all manner of difficult to predict terrains, I suppose. You're talking about a planet that you have not yet landed on. You don't know what surface you're going to be driving on, so definitely all terrain required, and it looks like it meets the bill. It's got a cool NASA vibe to it. Like it's got a little bit of wear and tear too. That's nice. Curious to see where this is going to feature into the Starship system, though, because there doesn't seem to be anything about that here that I've spotted so far. Obviously, is this just going to be you summon it and it appears, or is it going to be like in your landing bay packed away with Vasco or something like that? Don't know. I'll be interested to see how that pans out. We've started to see it come into focus now with the old Constellation spacesuit. Speaking of Vasco, some nice shots. Here we go, Vasco jumping aboard. That's really cool. I'm guessing companions will also be able to have a seat other than Vasco, sort of human companions, but probably in the passenger seat. Don't know, don't see anything in here, but really cool that Vasco hops in the back and has his own little space and, yeah, sort of rides up the back like that. That's kind of fun. That little animation, I hope that animation is a thing when he jumps into it, because, like, that's fun. I mean, it's fun in the trailer, but it'd be really, really fun if it's actually in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But yeah, it's the same design philosophy as Vasco himself, which is designed around something that looks like it was built by NASA. So, yeah. The NASA punk thing was swinging in a little bit there. We've got not a lot of detail there. Built by Nova Galactic, which is consistent with the design style, which is interesting. Run that back a little. Interesting. Are we steering from down here, or are we just holding on for dear life? Kind of curious as to what we're actually hanging on to there. That does just look like a bracket that's bolted onto the side of a chair, so interesting. I do love the textures on some of the fabrics in this game. There we go. Burning across the surface of the moon. Well, it's based on a moon buggy. There we go. Rev 8. That's a good sort of shot for it. I like the wheel design and the sort of honeycomb thing. That's quite cool. Yeah. We've got one passenger seat there that we can pretty much see. It's not the clearest. Like this. There you go. You can sort of see the seat and the headrest there for the passengers. So it looks like additional companions will just hop up and ride shotgun there. I like that design. Back in May, I think it was, we saw a little clip of this in development over somebody's shoulder on a screen, so you're never going to get the best view of it, a camera pointed at a screen. It doesn't go well. But the proportions looked different and weird, sort of a bit more long and thin. I don't know if they've changed something on that, made it a bit more square. But, or maybe I'm just misremembering, but nonetheless, I do like the overall shape of it. Nice little roll cage on there, because, let's be honest, we're going to need one. There we go. That's not a bad view either. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Not a lot of housing on the engine there. I wonder if we can upgrade this thing any. I feel like... Actually, I don't know. That might not be the engine there, mightn't it? Engine might be buried further back underneath Vasco or something. We'll have to see. It looks like an absolute beast, though. It's really, really cool. Looking forward to trying it out. There we are. The Rev 8. Alright, we'll go back one there. Got an exhaust. So that implies an engine. Still don't see one. Design looks cool. Looks like it's seen a little bit of action. Got a bit beaten up, but doesn't exactly look old. So that's cool. So we've got a... I think this mount on the top here is supposed to be a weapon. I think. We'll come back to that in a bit. But obviously I think we've got lights here. Which I hope so, because those would be cool floodlights. And a weapon mounting of some kind on top there. Wonder how it's going to function. Maybe just as a turret. So sort of like some of the weapons do on the ships. Move on a little bit. There we are. Nice close up on the tyres. This thing is quite a beast. Chunky. Very, very cool. Yeah, fits the vibe very well, I think. I'm quite impressed with that. Atlas. I'm curious what the Atlas detail is. Unless it's... Well, we've got the manufacturer in Nova Galactic. And we've got Rev 8, which is presumably the name of the machine. And Atlas. What's the Atlas bit? Got a very cool jump, and it seems to be all-terrain in way more senses than most vehicles would be. So let's just watch that nice and slowly backwards. And on again. So we're using a jet boost to jump from one very, very awkward surface to another there, which is quite cool. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of the controls here at all. I guess we'll see it in more detail when I actually get into the game, won't I? Seems to fly around like a dune buggy in a really kind of fun way, though. Kicking up a lot of dirt. Onto a more frozen moon. Might get a bit fresh in there. Ooh, looks like this one might have some glass on the front of it. Looks like it might be upgradable then. Let's go back a little bit. So that definitely, well, almost definitely doesn't have any glass anywhere in it. Oh, wait, that does look like it has a bit of dirt on the glass there, so maybe it does. But it doesn't look like there's any... No, I'm seeing maybe some here, actually, around the top here. Maybe there is glass in the front. I don't know if that's a permanent thing or an upgrade or not. There we go, see the two seats a bit more clearly, can't we? Yeah, actually, we did get a good look at it there as we swung past. You can get the angle a bit better on that. Actually, in stills, it's kind of hard to see, but this is dirt on a screen. If you look at it really closely and go back a little bit, see there as it swings past, it really does look like there is actually a front windscreen in there. Yeah, there you go. See a bit more detail there. Just parked up on a number of different worlds, including New Atlantis there. And nobody's kicking off about your moon buggy being in the middle of the spaceport transit area. I think security would object to that. Maybe you've run them down already. But some cool environments there, some cool looking planets. Somebody's having a bad day. Oh, different colour scheme. We won't notice that. So we've got the red and white there. Go on a little bit. We've got blue and white here, kind of, well, it's not quite baby blue, is it? But it's very stereotypical. This is a male product, therefore we're painting it blue, kind of blue. Lots of grime on the windscreen there, though. And this one is, yeah, more of a horrible green of some kind, bogey green or something. But I do really like the design. Oh, dirt in the tyres, that's a nice little detail. So we have got a windscreen. I am surprised. I thought you'd just use your helmet. Jet boost. It's not even an exhaust. Well, I suppose it is an exhaust, but we've got jet boost on the back to make us boost faster. That's cool. Absolutely burning across the landscape there. Looking very, very cool. I do find this Gripping onto the seat, a little weird. Unless maybe we're steering it with one hand on the right-hand side. Because there was that, something that was sticking out there, wasn't there? This thing is quite awesome. In design sense, they've done a really cool trailer for it here. Retrievable exploration vehicle. There we go. Rev. We learned something. Lift at transaxles, is it? Hard to see that. Yeah, lift at transaxles. Do not lift at cabin. Do not lift cabin. That's interesting. Little details. Crimson Fleet guy about to have a bad day. Light scythe. Okay, so we have a weapon. And now we saw a weapon, and it is this thing on the top, and, well, clues right there on the side. Danger this way. Yeah. It does look sort of like a camera of some kind, doesn't it? Bad day to be that guy. Now, we can see here that it is blowing up an explosive canister here of some kind, so it's probably not firing explosive munitions. Someone's got a Grendel. I really want somebody to mod the Grendel so that there's a version of it that's good for late and end game and beyond, because it's really sad that it outlevels so fast, given its really cool design. Anyway, moving on. This thing's blowing stuff up and it's quite cool with it. No pun intended. Yep, nice grubby windscreen. Got a Stegosaurus Rex, basically, for want of a better word. With a bit of pancake vibes as well around the front end, if you're a D&D fan. Running rings around it, doing donuts around the beastie, which is quite cool. Some very, very nice panning shots. That's outside Neon. A bit weird to see it there. I mean, I suppose you can deploy it anywhere, and consequences are what they are. Interesting to see how that pans out. Lighting's really nice on it. It's cool. Yep, somebody on holiday is probably getting pancaked here at Paradiso. I mean, you can see the appeal of racing across the beach on it though, quite easily. Kicking up sand. There's a beach ball in the back. Little details. A nice little journey through a very, very nice forest there. And we're making a jump. Much to Vasco's horror, judging by the text on there. Sticking his arms out. That's fun. There we go. Yeah, well, admit, I didn't think they were going to make this jump. You can see why Vasco is not best pleased. Brilliant. Failed to make the landing, so yeah, jet boost up. And there we go. Already available. Very, very, very cool. Obviously, we'll have to jump in, try it out, drive around with it. I still want to know where the engine is, because I'm not seeing anywhere to have one. Yeah, maybe... I'd say you're sort of behind the seats in the middle there, but it doesn't really look like there's much space for it. Maybe it's a compact one that is behind the seats, but this seems to be all suspension set up for the front wheels. This is all suspension for the back wheels and Vasco. So I can only assume that it must be behind the seat in the middle down here somewhere, but I am curious now. So we changed the paint job as well. We've seen that because we've seen these different colours here instead of the red. That's cool. Hopefully we can do a bit more to it than that. Maybe make further adjustments. I guess I'll be finding out fairly soon because I'm actually trying to catch up on Starfield a little bit. And I kind of started a new character, so I'm racing towards the end of at least one playthrough ahead of Shattered Space, which of course we'll be covering in detail. And there we go. Available already. And of course here we get back into Shattered Space. Speaking of, which as we said earlier is announced for the end of September, 30th of September. Which was actually on the end of the trailer. I just moved it up front just so that we could see that first, because it's not really much to say there other than that's the date, which we didn't have previously. So very, very cool. 30th of September. definitely impressed by the look of this thing. I'm looking forward to trying it out, driving around with it. It's definitely on the to-do list for my next few days. I might throw a little clip of it up or something like that somewhere, maybe a short of it, so you guys can see me racing around in it at some point this week. But yeah, I hope you find that interesting. As I say, the Rev 8, the new vehicle, is available to download with the update today. And Shattered Space coming up as well. So I'm not going to go into this for too long. Obviously, we just hopped over here onto the website because we do have a few more details regarding what's going on here. Obviously, a little post here about the new vehicle. Visit your favourite city's ship technician to install a vehicle module, and you're good to go. So you need to install a vehicle module. There we go. And the Rev 8 will automatically deploy right outside your ship wherever you land. So it'll be there ready to pick up if you want to. If not, you can wander off on foot. And you can customise it with unique colours. Cool. Equipped with a powerful mounted turret as well as armour for additional protection when driving. Forward and vertical boosters, which is cool. We'll have to look at how the controls work on that. And of course, a whole bunch of additional bits and pieces for the update as well. That's the vehicle obviously being the main one today. But we've got adjustable frame rate stuff. A few more graphic settings there as well, which is nice if you want them. Prioritise visuals or performance. And VSync as well if you want to go down that road. Some Xbox Series S performance options and a whole bunch of bug fixes as well, which is not an extensive list, but obviously they're focusing primarily on the new vehicle, and I should imagine we'll get a whole bunch of changes at the end of September along with the launch of the Shattered Space update. Let's have a gander at this one, shall we? So yeah, looking over at the post regarding Shattered Space, all it says is that, yeah, a little bit more information which we already had about the update, and of course the release date, which is the 30th of September. So yeah, nothing overly expansive there. Yeah, cool. Thank you all for watching. Hope you found this interesting, informative, useful. Got a decent look at the vehicle, especially for those of you who perhaps don't have Starfield installed at the moment. Yeah, maybe an opportunity to dive in, check some stuff out ahead of the update, should you want to. The Shattered Space expansion. I'll throw this in on the end as well, by the way. Todd Howard has mentioned an ongoing plan to release one major expansion every year for Starfield, for however long that ends up being for, but at least for a while, so there will be subsequent expansions like Shattered Space coming in future, presumably as well smaller updates in between, but yeah. Obviously, something to keep an eye out. And of course, mods came out in June as well, so there's that to look into as well if you're interested. But for now, if you did like the video, please do drop likes, subs, and hit that notification bell, then you know whenever I upload. We've got social media links down below as well if you want to check those out, and live streams as well running through the week. We've got Fallout London on the go, Fallout 76, and Stalker at the moment, and of course, we will be revisiting Starfield very, very soon. Looking forward to that. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.